Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? It is Max Whitman here, your host, as always. Welcome back to the Book It Better Wrestling Show. As always, if it's your first time here, welcome. We hope you find something enjoyable, and we hope you stick around. If you're a long-time listener, welcome back. Folks, we are here. We made it. It's in your house, December 1994. The final pay-per-view of the year. We are here. We are live. And we are ready to go. All the titles on the line. Tag team titles being defended. The WWF title on the line. Intercontinental title on the line. It's a big show. It's about two and a half hours long, I would say. It's a longer show than I expected it to be. We do have 4 pre-show matches. But this is it. This is the end of 1994. We have made it. Christmas is history. We are late December 1994. Let's move right in to our pre-show. So we get something to wrestle with for the first time as a 4-way team together. Something to wrestle with. We got Jim Steele, Rio, Lord of the Jungle, Shawn Morley, and Glenn Gilberti taking on the Bushwhackers and the Executioners. And has terrible wrestling and no heat, but something to wrestle with. Defeats the Executioners and the Bushwhackers when Glenn Gilberti defeats Dick the Hammer Dick by pinfall with the Last Dance. Let's see, we got anything noticeable here? Gilberti 48, Morley a 45. No, pretty crappy performances all around, but what we expected. Trying to build something to wrestle with into a decent stable here. Really, it's these two men right here we're looking to get over. It's Gilberti and Morley that we're looking to really get over. If Steele and Rio kind of get over in the end, that's awesome too. But it's a 41 pre-show. Gets the pre-show started off. We get a great pre-show battle royal. It's a 62 overall. And Lex the Tabby Luger wins the battle royal in 12 minutes. The other members of the Final 4 were the Barbarian, Jeff the Persian Jarrett, and Bart Gunn, with the Barbarian being the final elimination. Just to get all these guys on the card kind of thing. Who is that? Pierre? That's the wrong picture they're using for Pierre. Unless we've passed the point where he gets a new picture. I don't know. I gotta look into that. Not the picture I'm used to seeing for him. Our third pre-show match, it's the Hardy Boys versus the Heavenly Bodies. It scores a 53. Jeff and Matt perform very well, 52 and a 48. And they defeat the Heavenly Bodies in 9 minutes and 40 seconds. We'll move on to our final pre-show. It's our pre-show main event. It's the 1-2-3 Kid versus Lance Storm. And 1-2-3 Kid picks up the win in just under 12 and a half minutes. Kid scores a 53. Lance Storm a 49. So both men pretty much right on the same page. We grab a 54. Folks, here we go. Let's jump right in to In Your House, December of 1994. We start off with our hype package as usual. It scores an 86. Just kind of running through the matches here. It's JR and Vince McMahon running down the card. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, I'll run it down for you. I'll get in character here as Vince McMahon and say, "Welcome everyone to In Your House." I have no idea. Yeah, I guess that was a good one. Let's see. Anyway, we're going to have Sid and Adam Bomb opening the show, taking on the Rock and Roll Express. The Dog Pound will go a tag team match against the Heart Foundation. The Nasty Boys will challenge Yokozuna and Crush for the tag team titles. Tatanka will challenge Chris Jericho for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. And in the Intercontinental Championship on the line in our main event of the evening, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels will defend against Diesel and Razor Ramon. So that's where we're at right now. We're jumping right into it. We get our first match. It's Sid and Adam Bomb taking on the Rock and Roll Express. Decent wrestling, not much heat. Sid and Bomb defeat the Rock and Roll Express in 8 minutes when Sid Vicious pins Ricky Morton after a chokeslam. So Sid pulls a 74, everybody else right around a 55, and the match pulls a 71. Not a terrible way to open the show. Not a great match to open it. I did debate putting the Heavyweight Championship here, actually. Opening with the Heavyweight title. Ordinarily, I like to close with the Heavyweight title, but I think our Intercontinental title is too strong a match not to main event. I thought about opening with it here. Opted to go with this one. We'll see if that's a mistake. In our next match, we get a segment here with Owen Hart. It's the Hart Foundation basically just cutting a promo on their match. Guys, all the segments that I'm doing today for this show, there won't be a whole lot of narrating going on. Just basically, when I run my pay-per-views, it's a pre-show segment. It's a pre-match segment. That's all it is. It's basically all of them saying the same thing. If there's something different to say, I'll let you know. But for the most part, you're just imagining anybody that does a promo here is just saying how they're going to win their match tonight. It's very, very basic. That brings us to that match. It's the Dog Pound versus the New Foundation. It scores an 83. It's a great match, actually. The Foundation beats the Dog Pound in 12 and a half minutes when Owen defeats Junkyard Dog by pinfall with the rocket launcher. He does not submit him. Owen pulls an 86, Neidhart to 72, Steiner 69, and Junkyard Dog 64. This is going to end the Harts and Steiner storyline. So that one, I thought about taking it to Mania. I just wasn't going anywhere with it. It was supposed to be the Hart Foundation versus the Steiners, which would have been a fantastic storyline. Steiner ended up in rehab, of course, and so the Junkyard Dog kind of came in and filled in, and I kind of liked what they did together. I liked the Junkyard Dog and Steiner, and they'll actually, I plan on remaining a team, but I'm going to definitely phase out this storyline and come up with something better for the Hart Foundation. But an 83, good segment, good strong segment. Here we have Diesel and Razor backstage. So Diesel is backstage cutting a promo saying he's going to win. Razor pops in and says that he'll be the winner tonight. And so, yeah, so we get a 96 rated segment here. For the record, we are live here in front of 19,000 people in Hawaii. I always forget to do that in the intro. I like to say where we are and how many people we're in front of in my intros, and for some reason I always forget it. So it's 19,000 people on the nose in Hawaii for In Your House here. Here we have the Nasty Boys versus Yokozuna and Crush. In a decent match, Yokozuna and Crush defeat the Nasty Boys in 15 minutes when Yokozuna defeats Jerry Sags after the Banzai drop. So this is defense number 1. We haven't seen much of Yokozuna and Crush since they won the title, and that's actually my fault. I just kind of forget about them. We do have a pretty strong tag team division, but I'm not very strong at booking tag teams. So it's kind of an anomaly there for me. So we haven't seen much of Yoko and Crush in the last 4 weeks, but they do successfully defend their tag titles here against the Nasty Boys. It is a good match. Yoko pulls an 82, Crush to 61, and then 67 and 66 for the Nasty Boys. Tatanka's going to cut a promo here. That's about what I expected that promo to come in at, is a 61. Not exactly the strongest talker is Tatanka. But he's basically just cut a promo saying tonight's his night. He's going to make his tribe happy, his tribe proud, and he's going to go out there and prove that he's not a cheater when he defeats Chris Jericho for the title.
He's back!
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Pembroke, North Carolina, weighing in at 250
Tatanka burst into WWE on a nearly 2-year undefeated streak. But my favorite thing Tatanka ever did was betray the WWE Universe and join the $1 Million Corporation.
That was a low point, Corey. Don't remind us of that. It made me very sad.
Y2J!
In from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing in at 227 pounds, the WWE Champion, Chris Jericho!
The Millennium Man has arrived. Get on your feet and applaud over there, Suxton.
Hey, I'm a huge Chris Jericho fan. Hey, Corey, are you a Jerichoholic?
No,
I am.
that's why I'll never be one.
He was once the hottest free agent in the world, and then he broke the walls down. Coming to WWE.
And WWE has never, ever been the same again.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
And here we have our title match. So in a decent match, Chris Jericho defeats Tatanka in 19 minutes and 52 seconds by pinfall. During the match, Chris Candido is going to run in and distract Tatanka. Chris Jericho makes successful defense number 1 of the heavyweight title. So Jericho really steps up here, pulls an 82. Tatanka a 61. But the biggest thing here is Chris Candido, a man we haven't seen in the World Wrestling Federation, debuting, coming out of nowhere. He comes out of the crowd to distract Tatanka, which allows Chris Jericho to hit the low blow, roll him up, grab a handful of tights, and escape with the title. Why is Chris Candido down here? Why is he attacking Tatanka? Why is he distracting him? We don't know. Does Jericho know anything about it? We're not sure. But here it is, Jericho looking confused, but grabs the belt regardless and runs up the ramp. So Jericho would appear to not know what's going on, would appear to not really understand why Candido's at ringside, but doesn't matter to him. He picks up a victory. He's going to grab that belt, hit the ramp, and get out of Dodge. So, still, your World Wrestling Federation champion, the Lionheart Chris Jericho. By hook or by crook, he retains that title against Tatanka. Here we get an angle with Shawn Michaels. It only scores a 74, actually. I'm kind of disappointed in that, which tells me that it's Diesel and Razor carrying those promos that are scoring the hundreds, because they scored a 96 together. So that tells me that the promo game is strongest with Diesel and Razor. Here we go, heading into our main event of the evening.
This place just got cool.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Intercontinental Championship. Introducing the challenger from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 287
Without question,
pounds.
one of the toughest,
the bad guy,
and some would say
Razor
cockiest
Ramon.
individuals to ever compete here in WWE. I think he just tossed that toothpick at you. No, he missed.
Responsible for some of the success that Monday Night Raw enjoys to this day. One of the originals since Raw's early inception. The bad guy is oozing with machismo.
Yeah, one of the great moments in the history of Monday Night Raw. It's played over and over again. The night that a no-name, the 1-2-3 Kid, defeated Razor Ramon. And Corey, what about how Razor Ramon was responsible for the Monday Night War?
You're absolutely right, but how dare you, Michael Cole, bring up the 1-2-3 Kid incident. Don't let Razor hear you talking like that. He'll come smack that look right off your face.
That'd be kind of funny. Look who's
And
here!
introducing the challenger from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 317 pounds, Big Daddy Cool Diesel.
One of the all-time greats in WWE history, Big Daddy Cool.
One of the best big men of all time. Big Daddy Cool looking to wreak a little havoc.
The swag, the saunter. There is only one Big Daddy Cool Diesel.
Byron, hearing you use the word swag somehow makes even Big Daddy Cool less cool.
I thought it sounded fine.
Weighing in at 227 pounds, he is the intercontinental champion, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
The showstopper, Mr. WrestleMania. Shawn Michaels has earned every single moniker bestowed upon him in his career. Shawn Michaels has come a long way from the days when he trained with the legendary Jose Lothario back in 1984. What a storybook career.
It scores a 94. I called it. If you watched the last episode or two, I freaking called it. I called that match scoring a 90 to a 95. It's a superb match. Shawn Michaels defeats Razor Ramon and Diesel in a triple threat match in 30 minutes. Defeats Razor Ramon by pinfall with a sweet chin music following interference from Bam Bam Bigelow. Shawn Michaels makes defense number 3 of his Intercontinental title. Razor the 82, Diesel the 86, HBK the 94. So basically, this is, if you remember, Bam Bam and Razor still have that little bit of a vendetta going on, and Razor's kind of been focused on the Intercontinental title, lost track of Bam Bam, but Bam Bam did not forget. Bam Bam out to ringside, he distracts Razor. Razor, turns back around, catches a sweet chin music, and the Heartbreak Kid, once again, retains that title. Now, I really don't like to do what I did here. I don't like to have 2 of my title matches. I only have 3 titles, so 75% of my title matches go with interference. And you'll never see that on a Royal Rumble or WrestleMania or any one of my big pay-per-views. I don't like to do it. I did it here because it's in your house. It's not as big a pay-per-view. And I didn't want a clean finish here, or you ruin the storyline. And I certainly, I don't mind ending the Hart Foundation, a tag team storyline in your house, but I don't want to end this storyline here in your house. So we have to do what we have to do. And as far as Jericho beating Tatanka by Crook, that's more to further Tatanka's storyline than Jericho's. I would have had no problem putting Jericho over clean, but to get Tatanka's story where I want to go with it, it's what I got to do. But we score a 94. It's a great segment. We got one more segment to close out the night, and it's The Undertaker. So basically, it's The Undertaker has come out to ringside with Paul Bearer after the match. He's in the ring. He's calling out Chris Jericho. Basically, Paul Bearer cutting a promo saying that Chris Jericho should enjoy his title for one more month because at Royal Rumble he will rest in peace. Let's go to the end of the show here, see what we got. We are a 90 freaking 1. That's what I'm talking about. I knew it. Tell you what, man, when I booked this show initially, when I put this together in the creative meeting, First of all, it was a much different show. If you watch that creative meeting, it was a much different show when I first put it together. But over time, this all kind of just really came together really well. Everything kind of was firing on all cylinders. We had the Tatanka Jericho thing just kind of fell into our lap and made for a good transitional match until we get to the main Taker Jericho match at Royal Rumble. The triple threat match, again, I didn't want to do the triple threat match, but it just sort of happened that way. I didn't want the singles match with Michaels and Diesel. I didn't really know what to do. And Razor just kind of fell in there again, and it worked even for the feud with Bam Bam. I'm really excited about this, and I'm even more excited for the Royal Rumble, actually, because it's really going to be all the same storylines. They're still building all that heat. And the Rumble has the potential to blow the roof off the building. Let's make a speech here. Let's find Shawn Michaels, of course. Let's praise him on a great performance, because he did have a great one. Who else had a really good one here? Chris Jericho performed well. Not Crush, Chris Jericho. Compliment him on a good performance. And let's see, who did? Owen Hart had a really good one. Let's point Owen out as a good example, because he's kind of down where he's in that tag team division. He started off in SummerSlam. He was main eventing SummerSlam with Brett. Now he's kind of fallen back into the background, and he hasn't complained about it once. So let's point him out as a good example. HBK is happy. Jericho very happy. Owen Hart seemed pleased. So, folks, that's our show for tonight. Thank you for joining. Again, if it's your first time here, we appreciate your company. It has been a pleasure sitting down with you, as it always is, and playing a little TEW. I hope you're as pumped as I am for the Royal Rumble. This is my favorite time of the year, so hope you enjoy it in your house. But get ready for the Royal Rumble, because it is on the way, coming up in a month now. As TEW not responding here, thank God we got the show in. Here we go, there we go. Guys, so thank you so much for sitting down with me today. Again, if you're listening to this on your lunch break, have a wonderful rest of the day at work. If you happen to be home or off today, or not in school, or wherever you are, if you're listening in the car, thanks for dropping by. Come on back every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll be right here. You'll be right there. Playing a little bit of TEW together. Isn't it wonderful? TEW just brings the world together. Guys, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Join me next time, and any time after that. When you see those notifications pop up, Book It Better's posted a new video. I know you run to the computer. I know you pop that right up, watch it right away. So go ahead and click that subscribe button.